The headlines were clear: Philippines ready to face China alone for 30 days. This bold statement echoed across newsrooms and social media, capturing the attention of the region and the world. It was a message not just to the Filipino people, but to every nation watching the tense standoff in the West Philippine Sea. This was not bravado, but a sober recognition of a new reality. Government officials and military leaders, faces etched with concern, acknowledged that the security landscape had fundamentally changed. The Philippines could no longer rely solely on the promises of allies. It had to prepare for the possibility of standing alone, at least in the crucial early days of any conflict. In Manila, a strategic shift has taken hold. The Philippines must be ready to stand alone for the first critical month if conflict erupts in the West Philippine Sea. This is a significant departure from past doctrines, reflecting a new sense of urgency and self-reliance. On Palawan's shores, Marines drill with intensity, preparing for a conflict that feels increasingly likely. The sound of boots on sand and the sight of determined faces reveal a military bracing for the worst but hoping for peace. Newly acquired fighter jets now patrol the skies, a visible sign of the country's transformation from focusing on internal security to prioritizing external defense. These aircraft, gleaming in the sunlight, represent both deterrence and a new era of military modernization. The 30-day window is now the core of operational planning, a daunting but necessary benchmark. In command centers, officers pore over tactical maps, rehearsing scenarios and counting down the days, knowing that every hour of preparation could make the difference between survival and defeat. To Filipinos, it's a call for unity, a rallying cry that transcends politics and personal differences. Communities gather, waving flags and expressing solidarity, determined to support their troops and defend their sovereignty. To Beijing, it is a warning that Manila won't be bullied, that the Philippines is prepared to defend its territory, no matter the odds or the size of the adversary. To allies, it's a promise to hold the line. Joint exercises and handshakes with foreign military partners reinforce the message that, while the Philippines is ready to stand alone, it still values and welcomes support from friends. This is not a declaration of war, but of readiness, a message designed to make any aggressor think twice before escalating tensions. The government's stance is clear: peace is preferred, but the nation will not be caught unprepared. Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia have escalated harassment, blockading and intimidating Filipino forces and fishermen. These confrontations at sea are daily reminders of the stakes involved and the risks faced by ordinary citizens. The 30-day strategy is Manila's answer, a plan for when gray zone tactics cross into open hostility. It is a blueprint for resilience, signaling to the world that the Philippines will not back down and is prepared to defend its sovereignty, whatever the cost. The Philippines' new defense posture is built on comprehensive archipelagic defense. With over 7,000 islands, the nation is inherently vulnerable to maritime threats. Decades of reliance on the U.S. are giving way to a doctrine of self-reliance, preparing to fight alone, if needed. The goal: impose significant costs on any aggressor, making invasion or blockade a costly gamble. The 20 to 30-day timeline is central, holding out until international support can arrive. Persistent Chinese harassment has made the threat immediate, not abstract. Manila's doctrine is a direct counter to gray zone tactics, preparing for escalation. By raising the stakes, the Philippines asserts itself as an active defender, not a passive pawn. This credible threat of resistance transforms alliances from dependency to genuine partnership. For over 70 years, the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty with the U.S. has underpinned Philippine security. Many saw it as an automatic guarantee of American intervention, but the reality is more complex. U.S. response requires government approval, a process that takes time. This uncertainty is why Manila's 30-day strategy exists. While the treaty is a deterrent, it's not a magic shield. China knows this, and would likely try to achieve its objectives before the U.S. can act. The Philippines' plan: deny China a quick victory by holding out for 20 to 30 days. This resilience preserves sovereignty and buys time for diplomacy and allied intervention. The treaty is a shield, but the Philippines must hold it up alone at first. The Philippine Army is shifting from counterinsurgency to territorial defense. Its mission: survive and resist, not win outright in the first 30 days. Key positions, strategic islands and coastal areas, must be held at all costs. BrahMos anti-ship missiles now create a formidable coastal defense, deterring amphibious invasions. The Army is stockpiling supplies and building resilient communications to withstand attacks. The goal: make the archipelago a porcupine, too costly to swallow. By holding ground and inflicting casualties, the army aims to bog down any invader. This strategy buys time for allies and drains the attacker's resources. Success is measured by territory denied and continued resistance. The army's role? Be the quills that make invasion painful and slow. The Philippine Air Force serves as the vigilant eyes of the nation, constantly watching over the skies and seas. It plays a crucial role as a key deterrent in the West Philippine Sea, a region fraught with tension and strategic importance. The Air Force's primary mission encompasses intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. It is tasked with tracking hostile movements and providing real-time data to decision-makers. The Fa-50PH jets, though outmatched by China's most advanced aircraft, still play a significant role in complicating enemy plans and strategies. They provide credible air patrols, ensuring the skies remain secure and demonstrating a formidable presence. The Air Force collaborates closely with Army missile units and Navy frigates to create a layered defense system. Joint exercises with international allies enhance skills and interoperability, ensuring rapid integration and response if conflict erupts. The Philippine Air Force faces significant challenges, including limited assets and vulnerability to preemptive strikes. However, modernization efforts are underway to address these issues and strengthen capabilities. During the critical first 30 days of any potential conflict, the Air Force must carefully balance risk, provide continuous surveillance, and preserve its force for the long fight ahead. Its mere presence significantly raises the cost of aggression, acting as a powerful deterrent to potential adversaries. China's gray zone tactics, coercion just below open conflict, are designed to change the status quo without triggering war. The China Coast Guard and maritime militia swarm disputed areas, intimidating Filipino forces and fishermen. Responding militarily risks escalation. Doing nothing cedes ground. Beijing's narrative war aims to isolate Manila and justify its actions. In a crisis, China would escalate quickly, aiming for a swift, decisive gain before the world can react. Seizing features or imposing blockades would be framed as law enforcement, not aggression. The goal: create a new reality before allies can intervene. The Philippines' 30-day plan is designed to prevent this, denying China a quick, uncontested victory. The first 30 days will test not just military strength, but national spirit. Logistics, moving troops and supplies across islands under threat, is the backbone of defense. The AFP is pre-positioning supplies and building resilient resupply methods to withstand attacks. Civilian life would be disrupted. National resilience is crucial. The government is preparing to maintain essential services and manage public information. Morale, both military and civilian, is a center of gravity. China will wage psychological warfare to sow doubt and division. Strong leadership and clear communication are vital to counter this. Every day of resistance is a victory, drawing on the Filipino spirit of resilience. The 30-day strategy is a bet on this enduring will to fight. The 30-day defense plan faces a harsh reality: limited resources and a vast capability gap with China. Modernization is underway: new frigates, BrahMos missiles, and Fa-50 jets, but it's just the beginning. The Navy is still small, lacking submarines and robust air defenses. The Air Force needs more fighters and advanced surveillance. The Army needs better air defense for its missile batteries. The Philippines is focusing on asymmetric deterrence, anti-ship missiles, fast attack craft, drones, and sea mines. The goal: make any attack too costly for China. Consistent funding and political will are essential for modernization. Support from allies, through financing, tech transfers, and joint programs, is crucial. The success of the 30-day stand depends on how quickly these gaps are closed. The 30-day strategy hinges on a critical assumption: that help from powerful allies will arrive after the initial stand. This plan is not just about holding the line, but about buying precious time for the world to respond and for alliances to activate. The Philippines' main objective is to endure, to resist long enough for the United States and other allies to mobilize and intervene decisively. Every hour they hold out increases the chances of a coordinated international response. The Mutual Defense Treaty between the Philippines and the U.S. is the linchpin. Its activation would trigger immediate American support, initially through intelligence sharing, advanced surveillance, and cyber operations to counter enemy moves. American assets would flood the region, providing real-time battlefield awareness, disrupting Chinese communications, and targeting vulnerabilities. This technological edge could blunt the initial assault and buy even more time. Soon after, hard power would arrive: submarines lurking beneath the waves, carrier strike groups projecting force, and bombers ready to strike. These assets would dramatically shift the balance, deterring further aggression. The armed forces of the Philippines would transition from a desperate defense to a coordinated effort, working side by side with powerful allies. Joint operations would multiply their effectiveness and morale. Japan and Australia, both committed to regional security, would contribute naval, air, and crucial logistical support. Their involvement would further strengthen the coalition and complicate China's calculations. The conflict would quickly become multilateral, isolating China and confronting it with a united front. A coalition of democracies would send a powerful message: aggression will not go unanswered. The 30-day stand is not just a test of endurance, it's the trigger that unlocks this overwhelming Allied response, transforming a desperate defense into a viable, hopeful strategy for victory. Ultimately, this strategy is the key to restoring Philippine sovereignty and ensuring lasting regional stability, giving hope to millions who depend on peace in these contested waters.